Oh, hello. Q&A number 81, I think. Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and start with Sherry, baby. You win Grandparents of the Year. Oh, that's nice. Another religious question. Do you take communion at your church? Thanks for educating me. Yes, we do. We take this. We call it the sacrament.
Except we don't do wine. We do water to represent Christ's blood. Him dying for us.
They always do bread and water.
And we do bread to represent the body of Christ.
But that's a good question. Pro Player 1, is that your longest video? And we sang it, he's talking about when we sang it that we prefer, and I just played us singing. Usually I cut it down and cut it out, but people wanted to hear the full songs. And I think that might be the longest. That's like, what, 35 minutes long or something.
Wow.
And that's just us singing. I'll post a link to that video here. And Papa just got home from school, so he's a little bit tired. You did the swimming class, huh?
Yeah, but we had to give them free time playing basketball by themselves.
Oh,
and volleyball.
then you had to stand up the whole time. Okay, KS Casey, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've never seen that done before, and that's when I add the triangles on the sides of the shirt. And she loves this idea. Was the original shirt already longer in the back? And I'll post a link to that one. And it looked like the same length all around when you first put it on, and it did. It was so tight. I mean, it was tight that it couldn't relax and lay down in the back. So when I put the triangles in, it gave plenty of room, and it was nice and comfortable. And I've done that to about 5 of my t-shirts to just give it more room.
They look good.
Because I just really like it. Yeah, they look good. They look relaxed.
Originally, she tried to match the color of the thing, but now she uses. I like the black she uses with the lighter thing.
With the light pink.
It looks like a cute design.
Or dark brown. I just found t-shirts that I'm not wearing anymore. They're just under t-shirts, and I can still use the top part. But the bottom part I can use for the triangles, and the top part I can just still use for an undershirt. So that's a really good question. Creations.
No, Shazer.
Shazer.
That's what I don't.
Not Shazer. Shazer.
What temple did you get married in? Salt Lake Temple.
Salt Lake
Do
Temple.
you foresee yourself moving to a different house in the future, like downsizing? Not in a million years, because this is where the family meets.
Yeah.
And where all our kids grew up.
It took us 30, 40 years to get it like this. No, we need a meeting. I call it a meeting or a gathering place for everybody. Like when it's just me and Papa here, the house is too big, but once a week or more, this is the gathering place for the kids, and the place for the grandkids to get to know each other, and a place for our kids and their spouses to get a chance to visit.
And we had all kinds of pets, and
oh wait, you got to say it. Did you have any pets when your kids were growing up?
And we also eventually had a pet cemetery out back.
We had cats, dogs, ferrets, gerbils, hamsters, mice. I mean, not mice, rats.
No, some of them. Oh, were they right?
Rats, fish, geckos. Mostly cats and dogs. So rabbits, chickens.
Too many rabbits. They got out of control.
They got out of control one year. They got out and started having babies and digging holes in the backyard. Didn't you count 30? By the time they'd come hopping out at springtime, hopping out of their little hole they'd burrowed.
And our cats would wait for the babies to come out to
just grab them. Oh, why did they do that? This thing is so mean of the cats to do that, but so finally Joe captured a lot of them and took them out west to a big field, and because they were getting in our neighbor's yard, and he took one rabbit and twisted its neck and threw it over the fence.
Who? The neighbor.
The neighbor, yeah. I thought, how cruel. It was eating his flowers, and so we just had to get it under control. So we have to be real careful not to let the rabbits out, and we, like Papa says, we have a pet cemetery out back where we just bury all the animals. Over 40 years, the kids just had a lot of animals. But that's a real good question. Oh, and all our all our kids got married in the Salt Lake Temple too. Okay. Lisa Davis. Question for Papa O.
Go ahead and read it.
Does Papa O use any special cream or lotion on his face? His skin is really smooth.
It is.
That's what she says.
We use mostly aloe related
Aloe.
creams.
Yeah, aloe.
Well, it's called aloe. That's the name of the company. Is it?
It's called Aloe.
Oh, aloe.
Yeah.
Okay. But it has the cactus juice in it, the aloe from the aloe plant, and it will stop redness on eczema within seconds, and so it's a good
yeah,
cream.
it seems to work. It's just good stuff. But he doesn't do the skincare like I do. He just does the 99% aloe and the lotion, and he just loves it. Okay, so that was a really good question. Okay, Helen Gay. What is Mrs. Dash's, please? I've never heard of that. And Mrs. Dash's is a bunch of spices without salt in it. And this is Mrs. Dash's right here. They have like 5 different flavors, but I like the original one.
Yeah.
And they just sell it in Walmart, and but I love it because it's got
It has a variety of spices in it.
Yeah, it's got peppers and I can't see it, but Papa can see it. He can.
Okay, onion, spices, black pepper, celery seed, basil, bay, marjoram, oregano, savory, thyme, cayenne pepper, coriander, mustard, rosemary, garlic, carrot, and orange peel, tomato, lemon juice. We should just put that on sandwiches.
I know, it's just really good. I put it on everything, and I like the originals. There's one that has more of a spicy thing to it, but I just like the original. But that's a good question. I'm glad you asked, because I don't know, I put it on our hamburgers, I put it on chicken, I put it on a lot of stuff, mostly the chicken and stuff. So, okay, why don't we do a couple more here? Frank Milena, Mama O, I know you wrote books. Do you have your own cookbook of your recipes? I've had a lot of people ask me that, so I am going to put a cookbook together, and then just see if I can get that together fast. But thanks for asking. Okay, well, let's do a couple more. Okay, Sherry Baby, Mama O, you were on a roll with the rhymes. One video I kept rhyming. It was so nice that you took the camera along on date night. You two are great. Have you ever had a bumpy marriage? If so, how did you fix it? Oh yeah, roller coaster. That's how marriages are, especially the first year. You're trying to figure out each other, and marriage is a constant fix. Constantly, because you're both changing constantly. You're not the two people you were when you got married. You're both changing, you're both growing, and so the best thing you can do to fix a marriage is, first of all, be of the same religion, because how can you fix it if you have different ideas on things? And you just suck it up. You have to control your anger. You have to stop thinking of yourself and think of your spouse. What do you want to say about it?
Oh, you're on a roll. I'm
on a roll, but I'm not rhyming. And there's things you can disagree that are fine, like your favorite dessert.
I think important thing in the marriage is you have to discover what each of your talents is. Like if one person is lousy with money, buys everything he or she sees, and the other person saves some money. Obviously, if you spend less money, your home's going to be paid off faster, and you will have money in the bank.
Well, there's 3 things couples fight about: money, family, and your kids. So you have to come into some kind of a happy medium with those 3 subjects. Other things in your marriage, like the music you like, the TV shows you watch, those are minor things. You don't have to agree on those. and, etc. But those three things, you have to come to some kind of an agreement. How are you going to discipline your kids? How are you going to raise them? How are you going to let the kids play you two against each other? That's just what kids do. What are you going to do about money? What are you going to do about your relatives? Because those three things is just what couples are. And I don't like to call fight or argue. I call them disagreements. Because if you say, if you call them fights, you say, oh, we fight all the time. But if you call them disagreements, you say, oh, we disagree all the time. It doesn't sound so bad. Of course you disagree all the time. That's just how it is. But yes, a marriage is constantly being fixed, constantly. And I remember Papa O saying something once. A marriage is like you have these bricks and you're building a happy marriage together. And when you argue or disagree, I like to call them disagreements, then you're taking those bricks off your building and throwing them at each other and tearing it down, and then you got to rebuild again. And so hopefully you're building a beautiful marriage together, and it is not easy. If you ever see anybody that thinks their marriage is easy, you're not seeing the whole picture. It's constantly working together and fixing things that are broken, making up. And
what's that joke that's tired of you too?
There's a guy that a guy that married our kids, and he goes, oh, me and my wife, we were kind of have a hard of hearing each other, and she says to me, I'm sure proud of you, and he says back to her, I'm tired of you too. Little joke.
See, they're working on the marriage, but
so whenever we have some kind of miscommunication or misunderstanding, we always say, well, I'm tired of you too. A little private joke saying, I didn't hear you correctly. Let's go back and you listen to what I said and I'll listen to what you said. And so it's just a constant fix. And don't give up so quickly. People nowadays give up so quick. Give it time, my gosh. You've got to learn how to get along. And you think, well, I'm just sick of this, so I'm sick of that, and say, well, so what if you're sick of it?
Suck it up.
Suck it up. Suck it up.
I don't use that.
No, I remember.
I don't like it.
I remember Julianne, her daughter Sydney was crying, and Julianne told her, Sydney, now you just suck it up. I think she'd got hurt in sports or something. And said, suck it up, suck it up. And she's over here, I can't suck it up. I can't suck it up. Oh my goodness. So funny.
That is funny.
Oh, we'll do one more and then I get a new paper. Make sure you keep the questions coming. We just love them. And Peachum, she says she's had a question regarding my sewing machine, and she was wondering, she thinks she jammed the needle, and when she turns it by hand, the needle hits a metal plate, and she wants to know what to do, and it's just the timing. That's all it is. Talking about, so you either get the repairman to fix it or have him show you how to do it. I had to have a repairman show me how to fix my timing, but timing is
no, but she said the needle's hitting a plate.
Yeah, the needle's hitting a plate. Yes, it's timing. Yeah, the bobbin underneath and the needle, they're just working together to pull that thread up, and if the timing's off, it's not gonna work. You can cuss at the sewing machine, you can hit it, you can do anything you can think of to punish that machine, but if the timing's off, it will not work. And that's how it is in life, in marriage, with your kids, anything. The timing has to be right. Like, let's say you want to discuss something with your spouse. Get the timing right. You don't just
you don't start discussing
it out
when the husband's hungry.
Yeah, feed him first. When he comes over work, let him rest, put the kids to bed. Let's get some good timing to discuss things, especially if it's a big discussion. You don't just blurt something out and yell at them and just expect wonderful results.
And the wife is not supposed to say, honey, you got to see the new car I just bought.
That's the worst thing you can think of that I can do.
Yeah. And then,
No, that falls under the category of finances, under money. You do not make a big purchase like that without your spouse's agreement. You just don't. A little thing like you're going to go buy a thing of mascara. No, you're not going to discuss that. But big purchases, you discuss them and you work it out. You come to a happy medium. And you just have to find some kind of way to agree. So, do we agree to end
yes.
the blog? We just have to agree on that. Okay, enough of that. Okay, and in my book, Mom, I'm Home, I talk more about marriage there too, of how to
But have
make
you
things
explained
work.
to him what the title means, Mom, I'm Home?
Mom, I'm Home. So I was always a stay-at-home mom, and since the thing I loved hearing when they'd come home, Mom, I'm home. If there's no mom at home, they're not going to say that. They'll say, Kitty, I'm home. Puppy, I'm home.
But it depends on, stay-at-home mom depends on the income of the man.
And it is hard, or the woman. You know, sometimes they're stay-at-home
If the
dads.
husband is on a hourly wage, there won't be enough money for the wife not to get a
This just
part-time
takes
job.
teamwork. If the wife's out spending, if she wants to be a stay-at-home mom, you can't go out and spend whatever you darn well please. And whatever that husband brings home,
Make it work.
you make it work. You know, that's how I learned how to sew. Basically, I made our first son. I made pants out of Joe's old pants for my younger son.
And you made a shirt.
I made
for
a
me
shirt for you.
The first Christmas.
I didn't have any money. We didn't have any money.
And you didn't have a pattern or anything. You made me,
Yeah.
And I still have that shirt up. Yes.
He doesn't wear it because he's saving it. Saving it. Yeah. Okay.
So sometimes
I look back on it now and I think, poor thing.
No, it's.
I sewed it with a needle and thread. I didn't even have a sewing machine. But anywho.
No, but I
okay.
treasure it. I treasure it, and I don't want to
A
ruin it.
treasure. Oh. No, you make it work. You just do, and you don't get after your husband and call him names because he's not providing what you want. You just make it work. You work as a team, and staying home with the kids. People would say, "Oh, I can't afford that luxury," and I go, "This has nothing to do with affording a luxury. You make it work." And we went without vacations. We went without buying the kids brand new clothes that we had to make them. Now clothes are really cheap, but boy, back then I couldn't afford to buy clothes, etc., etc., etc. You just make your own food. You don't go out and eat. You find your own entertainment. You don't, and so forth. Anyway, that's also in my book too. Alrighty, let's close with a couple of quotes. It's better to fail with originality than to succeed with imitation.
Good.
Yeah, in imitation. That was by Herman.
I like this
Herman
one.
Melville.
Margaret Thatcher. Anybody know who she is? Former Prime Minister of England, I believe. No, she's the one that made the comment. The problem with socialism is you run out of other people's
Eventually
money.
you run out of spending other people's money.
Yes, no, she's the one that said that.
And also, what did she, what's called?
But here she said, you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it.
Mm-hmm. That's so true. Yeah, and a lot of our battles are in our own mind. Some of our greatest battles will be fought within the chambers of our soul. You fight battles constantly. You try and work things out. And Papa O's giving me the nudge. Are you falling asleep? No.
I only got 4 hours of sleep.
I think you only got 3 hours. Okay, anyway, we'll put him to bed. Let's talk about one of the kids. We're going to put you to bed. All right, thank you. And make sure you keep the questions coming. And I'm going to tell you about some giveaways that we're going to be doing. But we'll talk about those next time. Thank you, and make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.